Namaskar friends, welcome to Rajan George Homes. In this video, I am talking to you about the subject, is plinth area the only cost factor? This is the second part. In the first part, I have already told you that in a house, only 20% of the cost is varying according to the plinth area. 45% of the cost is depending upon the wall length, and 35% of the cost is depending upon the number of rooms. Here I am giving the exact calculation for that. Let us analyze a house into different parts. Part A is the foundation part, part B is the superstructure part, and part C is the finishing part. In part A, foundation is done in different methods. Usual foundation is, in India, it is a rubble foundation. And most of the foundations, the parts will be the same. And that is, first is the foundation concrete, second is the foundation or the portion of the foundation below the ground, third is the basement or the portion of the foundation above the ground, then fourth is a plinth beam or a belt concrete. Let us see all the four parts. First part, foundation concreting, is depending fully and only on the wall length. When wall length increases, the foundation concrete will increase, and when wall length decreases, foundation concrete will decrease. And this foundation concreting can be with the reinforcement, that means with the steel, or it can be without steel. For moderate soils, it is enough to have a concreting without a steel or a reinforcement. Second is the foundation. This is usually rubble. It can be 2 feet wide, and the depth will vary according to the soil condition. It can be 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, like that. And this foundation part, foundation is depending on the wall length only. And the third is the basement. Basement is the part of the foundation above the ground. That is usually 45 centimeter or 1.5 feet wide and 45 centimeter to 60 centimeter high. And this part is also depending on the wall length only. And next is the belt or the plinth beam. And this plinth beam is usually done at a height of half feet or 15 centimeter depth, and then 30 centimeter or 45 centimeter width. And this also cost is depending on the wall length only. So the foundation 4 parts, all the 4 ingredients, 4 parts are depending upon the wall length only. Next, let us go to the superstructure part or the part B. Superstructure is 8 parts. One is the brickwork, then is the lintel, next is the sunshade, then the roof concrete, flooring concrete, ceiling plastering, doors and windows, and wall plastering. Let us see each one. The brickwork can be either red earth brick, or it can be laterite, or it can be concrete block. And This is constituting around 10% of the building cost. And this is depending only on the wall length. And second is the lintel. Lintel is also depending upon, the cost is depending on the wall length only. Next is the sunshade. Sunshade is also cost varying according to the wall length. Then next part is roof concreting. Roof concreting, the cost varies only on the plinth area. When the plinth area increases, the roof concreting cost will increase, and plinth area decreases means roof concreting cost will decrease. And next is the flooring concrete. Flooring concrete is usually done at a depth of 3 inches, and that is depending only on the plinth area, just like the roof concreting. Next is the ceiling plastering. Ceiling plastering is also, cost is depending on the plinth area. So out of the 6 parts, first 3 parts, cost is depending upon the wall length, and then roof concrete, floor concrete and ceiling plastering, the cost is depending on the plinth area. Next is the doors and windows, or a door frame and window frame, and that is depending on the number of rooms only. Because if there is a room that requires a door and a window on one wall, so doors and windows is depending on the number of rooms only. Next is a wall plastering, and that is depending on the wall length only. Wall length more means more wall plastering. So out of the 8 parts in superstructure, 4 part is depending upon the wall length, that is brickwork, lintel, sunshade and wall plastering. And 3 parts, roof concreting, flooring concreting and ceiling plastering, is depending upon the plinth area. And next part, doors and windows, is depending upon the number of rooms. So out of the 12 parts discussed so far, 8 parts, the cost is depending on the wall length, and 3 parts, the cost is depending on the plinth area, and 1 part is cost is depending on the number of rooms. Now let us go to the third part, or the finishing part. Finishing part is, one is plumbing, next is wiring, then next is doors and window shutters, and polishing of the doors and windows shutters, then kitchen shelves and cabinets, bathroom wall tiles, flooring, wall painting, bedroom shelves, then handrail, septic tank, water tank, and 10th part. So let us analyze all these 10 parts. First, plumbing. Plumbing, the cost is depending on the number of toilets. So usually in a house, usually 2000 or 3000 square feet house, people give 2 toilets to even 7 or 8 toilets. And the cost is depending upon the number of toilets only. So this part is cost depending on the number of rooms. Next is wiring. If there is a room, the wiring will go all throughout the walls. There should have a minimum, a light, a switch, a plug point, fan, etc. So wiring, mostly it is depending upon the number of rooms. Next is door shutters and window shutters. And this is simply and only depending upon the number of rooms. The more the number of rooms, the more the doors. The more the number of rooms, the more the window shutters. Fourth part is the polishing or painting of door shutters and window shutters. That also is depending only on the number of rooms. Next is fifth is kitchen shelves and cabinets. It is really enough to have a kitchen only. If there is only one kitchen, there are only limited shelves. But instead, people give a work area, then a small kitchen, a utility room, a laundry room, then additional work area like that. In all the rooms, they construct shelves. So we can say kitchen shelves is also depending upon the number of kitchens or the number of rooms. So the fifth part, kitchen shelf, is also depending upon the number of rooms. The sixth part, bathroom wall tiles. Bathroom wall tiles is depending upon the number of bathrooms. If it is only 2 bathrooms, wall tile cost is less. If you go on adding so many toilets, the bathroom wall tile cost will increase. So this is also depending upon the number of rooms. Out of the 6 points I have discussed, all the 6 points are depending upon the number of rooms only. Now the 7th part, the flooring, and that is depending on the plinth area only. The more the plinth area, more the flooring. Flooring means either vitrified or granite usually, even though marble is also widely used. Then next is wall painting. Wall painting is depending on wall length only. The more the wall length, the more there will be the wall painting. And next is bedroom shelves. Usually we can assume whatever be the number of bedrooms, a house requires 3 or 4 bedroom shelves. So many people purchase ready-made shelves. So we can say it is not depending on any of these 3 factors. It is a fixed cost. And the 10th point in part C is handrail, septic tank and water tank. And this is also not depending on any of the 3 main factors, plinth area, wall length and number of rooms. So that is also fixed cost. So out of the 22 parts of a building, the last 2 parts, bedroom shelves, handrail, septic tank and water tank, I will separate since it is fixed cost, and the remaining 20 we will analyze, and out of this 20, 4 parts, that is roof concrete, flooring concrete, ceiling plastering and then floor vitrified or granite. These 4 parts is depending on the plinth area and plinth area only. And the cost for these 4 parts is different. Roof concrete will cost around 10%. Main vitrified or granite will cost around 7%. Roof plastering and the flooring concrete will cost around 3% only. But average it is total 20%. So average we can say it is 5 into 4. Each 20 part is costing 5% each, we can say. And next, let us see the wall length portion. I already said wall length is constituting 9 parts out of 20 cost factors. We already said the foundation concreting, the foundation, basement and the belt, that is in the foundation part, and part B, then the brickwork, the lintel, the sunshade. This is depending on the wall length only. Again, the wall plastering is also depending on the wall length only. And lastly, the part C, it is the wall painting. That is also depending on the wall length only. So, out of 20 parts of a building, 9 parts is depending on the wall length. The cost per each part is not 5% each. For the brickwork, it will be around 10%. Plastering also will be around that cost. But average, the cost will be 5% each. 5 into 9, it is 45. So 45% of the cost is depending upon the wall length. And next, analyze the third part, that is number of rooms. In a part A, no part is depending upon wall length, and in part B, only one part is depending upon the wall length, that is doors and windows, and part C, the first 6 parts, plumbing, wiring, doors and window shutters, polishing and painting of doors and windows, kitchen shelves and cabinets, bathroom walls. So totally 7 parts of a building is depending on the number of rooms. The cost is different for different parts. Still, the average will be 7 into 5% each, 35%. So, totally in a building, 20% of the cost is depending upon the plinth area, 45% of the cost is depending on the wall length, and 35% of the cost is depending upon the number of rooms. But the tragic part is, people believe plinth area is the only cost factor. So they reduce the plinth area on the belief or on the assumption that reducing plinth area will reduce the cost. Usually what happens is, people will reduce the plinth area and reduce convenience, but ultimately cost don't get reduced, and they live in inconvenient small rooms. If the builders in India could understand that the cost of a building is not depending on plinth area only, lakhs of people, lakhs of ordinary people would have lived in better homes or bigger rooms than they are staying now, because all the life saving an ordinary Indian spent for their house, but they live in inconvenient, very small rooms. That situation has to change. So, if you like this video, you share this great fact to as many people as you can, so that people will all benefit out of this video. So, thank you.